Time is an illusion, or so says the ticking clock. Now that's a bit of a head-scratcher, isn't it? But hang on a minute, or should I say hang on to this moment, because in the realm of now, the concept of a minute loses its meaning. In the book The Power of Now, the author suggests that our understanding of time is merely an illusion. It's like being on a hamster wheel that we constantly run on, without realizing that we're not actually going anywhere. Imagine for a moment, a hamster named Harold. Harold loves his wheel. He runs and runs and the wheel spins and spins. Harold thinks he's making terrific progress. But has Harold actually moved? Not an inch. He's just been running in circles, in the same spot. That's us, running on the wheel of time thinking we're moving forward, when in reality, we're stationary, stuck in the same moment. Now, Harold the hamster doesn't know any better, but we do. We're caught in this illusion of chronological time, constantly running from the past or toward the future, while forgetting to live in the present. But here's the kicker. The past and future don't exist. They're constructs of our mind. The past is but a memory, and the future, a projection. The only time that truly exists is the present moment, the now. Yes, that's right, the now. That elusive, ever-present moment that we often overlook. So why do we stick to the illusion of time? Well, it's comfortable, it's familiar. It's like a well-worn path that we've tread a million times. But remember Harold? He's comfortable too, spinning his wheel, but he isn't going anywhere. So let's step off this imaginary hamster wheel and focus on the here and now. Because in the grand scheme of things, that's the only place we ever truly are. It's about time we stopped running, don't you think? Ever noticed how silence isn't just golden, it's platinum? It's an unappreciated treasure, really. In our hyper-connected world, it's easy to forget the power of silence, the beauty of solitude. But let's dive into that today. In the book, The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle talks about the transformative power of silence. He says, "Silence is golden when you realize it is the light of your consciousness." And boy, is he right. In silence, we can truly listen to ourselves, to our thoughts, to the subtle hum of our existence. We can tap into our inner wisdom, our deepest truths. Let me tell you a little story about how silence helped me. I was going through a rough patch a few years ago. My mind was like a whirlwind, a constant storm of thoughts, worries, and fears. I was so consumed by the noise in my head that I couldn't even hear my own heartbeat. One day I decided to embrace the silence, to sit in solitude, to just be. In the silence I found my center, my balance. I realized that most of my worries were just illusions, mere shadows on the wall. That was my first step toward self-awareness and transformation. Silence is like a mirror. It reflects back who we truly are, without the filters, without the noise. It's a space where we can meet ourselves, where we can be with ourselves. It's a sanctuary where we can heal, grow, and transform. In silence, we can observe our thoughts without getting entangled in them. We can watch them come and go, like clouds in the sky. We can discern the real from the illusory. We can see ourselves clearly, perhaps for the first time. So, my friends, let's not be afraid of silence. Let's not run away from it. Let's embrace it, cherish it, dive into it. Let's make silence our friend, our ally, our guide. Let's make it our sanctuary, our haven, our home. Remember, silence is not an absence. It's a presence. It's a space full of possibilities, full of potential. It's a canvas on which we can paint our life, our reality, our destiny. In the silence, we find ourselves. We find the now. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, but accepting it, that's where the magic happens. Imagine a river, flowing freely, unimpeded by any obstacles. It moves with grace, with ease, with a sense of purpose. Now, imagine a river with a dam. The water is turbulent, chaotic, struggling against the barrier that stands in its way. This is a metaphor for life. The free-flowing river represents acceptance, the dam represents resistance. Acceptance is the key to unlocking the door to inner peace. It is a concept that is often misunderstood and therefore underutilized. When we talk about acceptance, we don't mean resignation or defeat. Acceptance is not about giving up or giving in. It's about understanding. It's about seeing things as they are, not as we wish them to be. In The Power of Now, Eckhart Tolle teaches us that when we resist what is, we create suffering. Resistance in this context is not a heroic stand against adversity. Instead, it's a refusal to acknowledge and accept the reality of our current situation. It's like trying to swim against the current, exhausting ourselves in a futile attempt to change the unchangeable. But when we accept, when we embrace the reality of the present moment, we align ourselves with the flow of life. We become like the free-flowing river, moving with grace and ease. Acceptance allows us to respond to life's challenges with clarity and wisdom, rather than react out of fear or frustration. Acceptance does not mean we don't strive for change or improvement. Quite the contrary. Acceptance means we acknowledge the current reality, and from that place of acknowledgement, we can make informed decisions and take purposeful action. Embracing acceptance is like learning to dance with life. Sometimes the dance is slow and graceful, other times it's fast and furious. But no matter the tempo, when we accept, we move in harmony with the rhythm of life. When we accept, we let go, and in letting go, we find peace. Ego, that sneaky little voice inside our head that loves drama. Have you ever noticed how it's always trying to pull you into the past or push you into the future, never letting you be in the present? That's because the ego thrives on time and separation. It loves to dwell on past regrets and future anxieties, creating a constant sense of dissatisfaction and unrest. Now let's delve a bit deeper into this concept. The ego is essentially a false self, a mental construct formed through our past experiences and societal conditioning. It's the voice that tells us we're not good enough, that we need to be more, do more, have more. But here's the kicker. The ego is not who we truly are. It's like a mask we wear, a role we play. And like any good actor, we often get so lost in our role that we forget it's just a performance. We believe we are the character we're playing, and we suffer as a result. But the good news is, we have the power to take off the mask, to let go of the ego. How? By bringing our attention back to the present moment. When we're fully present, we're not feeding the ego with our attention. We're not getting caught up in the drama of past and future. We're simply being, and in that state of being, we find peace. It's important to realize that letting go of the ego doesn't mean losing our identity or becoming passive. It simply means recognizing the ego for what it is, a mental construct, not the essence of who we are. So the next time you find yourself caught up in a whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, take a moment to pause. Bring your attention back to the present moment. Observe the ego without judgment, without resistance. Recognize it, but don't identify with it. Remember, you are not your ego, you are much more than that. You are the awareness behind the ego, the silent observer. And in that awareness, you will find the peace and freedom you've been searching for. The past is history, the future is a mystery. The present, well, that's a gift. Let's talk about the concept of now, as illustrated in the book. The now is all we truly have. It's the only moment that truly exists. Yesterday is a memory, tomorrow is an idea. But today, this moment, right now, that's real. It's the only time we're actually living. It's the only time we can act, change, feel, or experience. Think of life as a journey. You're walking down a long road. The road behind you is your past. It's filled with memories, experiences, lessons. It's part of your story, but it's not where you are now. Ahead of you is the future. It's unknown, a mystery waiting to unfold. It's filled with possibilities, but again, it's not where you are. Where are you? You're standing right here on this spot in the present moment. This spot, this moment, it's your now. And every step you take on this journey, it's always in the now. The past and future are just ideas in your mind. They're not real in the sense that you can't do anything about them. You can't change the past, no matter how much you may want to. And you can't predict the future, no matter how much you worry about it. But the now, that's different. You can do something in the now. You can change your now. The now is where life happens. It's where you feel joy, love, and happiness. It's where you experience pain, sorrow, and loss. It's where you make decisions, take actions, create change. It's where you live, so why not focus on the now? Why not embrace it, live it, enjoy it? After all, it's all you truly have. The past is a memory. The future is a concept. But the now, that's a gift. It's your opportunity to live, to experience, to be. So take that step in the now, because that's all you truly have. Theory is all well and good, but let's talk practice. You see, harnessing the power of now isn't about meditating atop a mountain or achieving nirvana. It's about the small, everyday moments that make our life what it is. Let's start with the moment you wake up. Rather than reaching for your phone and scrolling through the avalanche of new messages, emails, or social media updates, take a moment. Just a moment. Feel the softness of your bed, the warmth of your blanket, the cool air in the room. Listen to the sounds around you. This is being in the now. Next, when you find yourself stuck in traffic or standing in a long queue, instead of feeling frustrated, take this as an opportunity to be present. Notice the rhythm of your breath, the sensation of your feet on the ground, the sights and sounds around you. Each moment is unique, never to be repeated. Cherish it. Now let's talk about those moments when you're feeling stressed or anxious. The future can seem daunting, can't it? But remember, the future is just a projection of the mind. It doesn't exist. What does exist is this moment, right here, right now. So, take a deep breath, ground yourself in the present, and let the worry fade away. And finally, when you're about to go to bed, instead of replaying the day's events or worrying about tomorrow, focus on the here and now. Feel the coolness of your pillow, the softness of your sheets. Listen to the quiet, let the peace of the present moment envelop you. These are just a few examples of how you can practice the power of now in your everyday life. You see, it's not a grand, earth-shattering concept. It's subtle, it's gentle, and it's transformative. So, go ahead, give it a try. You might just find a new sense of peace and contentment that you never knew existed. Remember, the power of now is not just a concept, it's a way of life. But did you know that embracing the present is crucial, but so is securing your future? So, take a breather and live in the now by watching this next book summary on investing for your future. A small present action that pays off big in the future. Ready to shape your tomorrows? Let's dive in and explore the possibilities. See you next time.